I hope you are well. I decided to do something different and go outside and film this video because, one, it's a beautiful day in Chicago. You know, summer Chicago, undefeated. If you don't know, well, now you know. Second is because I have some really interesting news, which is that I am moving. So to be completely transparent, I feel very nervous and anxious and scared, but also excited about moving. It'll be my first time moving to a new city outside of Chicago. If you've been here for a while, you know I was born in London, England. So I guess I've lived there, but that was when I was younger. So this will be my first time in adulthood and maturation, moving and living in a completely new and different city. And so it's going to be a huge, crazy adjustment for me. There's a lot of things going on in the background that is honestly stressing me out. And you all will be updated on what those things are very soon. But in the meantime, let's talk less about how I'm feeling and focus more on the objectives, which is apartment hunting. I will be moving to Atlanta in about a week from the moment I'm filming this video. Back in March, I actually went apartment hunting and got to tour. I think I toured about seven or eight apartments. So currently now I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I really wanted to try and remain in a 2-bedroom apartment if possible, so that one room could obviously be my room and the other room could be my studio, my office space, my workspace. That is exactly what I told. And we had a few non-negotiables. I want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It was also really important that I could have space, like some sort of spaciousness. One thing that would be great is that as I'm moving to different places, they get larger, not bigger. And I think that's one of the perks of moving somewhere like Atlanta as opposed to New York. Rent is still going to be rent. It's still going to be expensive, but I'm going to get a lot more space living in Atlanta than I am going to be in New York. I also want to have pretty good lighting, or at least decent lighting, because obviously I'm filming YouTube videos, I'm recording things. In-unit laundry was also another non-negotiable, because nobody got time to be walking to a basement onto a laundromat when you need to wash your clothes. I just want to be able to wash my clothes. Another very important non-negotiable was going to be a location. I needed to be fairly close to a specific location in Atlanta. And the last major point was being on the top floor, or at least being in an apartment complex where I'm not going to hear people above me. I don't have time to hear people walking on top of me and all of those other things. And so those were a couple of the picky things that I was thinking about. And also, I really want to apologize for squinting. Part of me is like, maybe I should move somewhere else because it's honestly really hot. The sun is beating down in my face. I honestly also feel really weird about recording outside in public. But gotta do new things. Moving to a new place, I try something different. I toured 8 apartments in total, and I split the touring into 2 separate days. Now, I'm really going to be going off of memory because I, for some reason, didn't record my thoughts while I was touring. I am really questioning what my problem was, because looking at the videos, honestly, all of the apartments look really good and offer a lot of the things that I'm looking for, but I will continue to go in one by one. I will not be sharing the location or the apartment name complexes because, privacy. But here we go. So apartment number 1, when looking and surfing online, this was actually my top choice based off what all of the pictures look like. But then actually going there in person, hold on one sec. But after touring in person, it honestly was a bit more lackluster than I had imagined. It was just, I would say it was smaller. Also, because location was very important, it actually was quite far from where I kind of needed to be. The apartment complex had a balcony, but it had this fly trapping thing on it. And, to me, I kind of like that because I don't like bugs, and if this prevents bugs from messing with me while I'm in the balcony, then all for it. But then also it didn't really feel like outside, so I still don't know how I feel about that. Now, the second place that we went to tour on day 1, I honestly have nothing good to say about this place whatsoever. I do not recommend living here whatsoever. The first thing that went wrong was that I couldn't even find the place. We were walking around trying to find a complex, and it was very, very complicated. And once we finally found a door, it was definitely one of those doors where it's like, It wasn't obvious that you were entering an apartment complex. When you open the door, you go immediately straight into a grungy basement. And let me tell you, the smell from the get-go was terrible. It stunk like a skunk. Oh! Oh, sorry, y'all. It was just a butterfly. So that was problem number one. Problem number two was when we walked in there, even though we'd made an appointment, it was like they didn't know we were coming. They were kind of surprised to see us. And then we're walking down the hallway, and the hallway is like very just like sterile looking. It smelled like very strong of like cleaning supplies, but like cheap cleaning supplies. And it's like, you know, when some people like smell like musk, they put perfume over themselves and think that covers it up, but it doesn't. You just created the strangest smell. That was the vibe. And when we went in there, oh my God, there was just so many things that were not right. For one, the refrigerator was sitting in the middle of the living room. The view from the windows was also incredibly deplorable. Like, it just did not look good. It was like brick buildings, and it wasn't getting a lot of sunlight. The lights were really dim. I walked into one of the bathrooms, and literally it was just dirt inside of it. Like, they didn't even bother cleaning it up. So, needless to say, spoiler alert, not going there, that's for sure. Now, moving on to day 2, this is when we viewed the rest of the apartments, and let's just say day 2 was definitely much better than day 1. So apartment number 3 was honestly really, really pretty, really, really beautiful, definitely out of the budget. When we went outside, I would say like the outside was gorgeous. Like, okay, Atlanta has pools on pools on pools, and it was just like this gorgeous kind of rainfall looking pool on the outside. Going on the inside, it was definitely very spacious. The staging was really nice and welcoming. There were a couple of cons. Like, one, I didn't necessarily like the color of the walls, and also 2, they had laundry hookup, but they didn't offer laundry. Like, you would have to buy your own machines, and that just felt like a lot of work that I honestly didn't feel like doing. So going ahead and skipping that. Apartment number 4, we actually toured accidentally. Like, walking in immediately, it just really wasn't the vibe. You know, I walked in, and it just, the apartment unit that we toured was crooked. Like, it was like literally crooked. Like, it was off kilter. It was also like really creaky floorboards. And yeah, I remember not liking the carpet. There was something about the carpet that just wasn't doing it for me. But it was a very spacious unit. And it also was like, you know, very cost effective, I would say. Like, so definitely something to consider. But again, did not mean to tour that apartment complex at all. We went to the wrong building. We didn't go to the one that we made the appointment at. Now, apartment number 5 was also another one I saw online and thought would be a top choice. And honestly, there were a lot of great things about it. Like, it was very spacious, like good lighting. The closets were a little, you know, weird in terms of like, it had like, you know, instead of like the kind of more plastic things, it was like, it looked like it was, you know, plastered wood. But the one huge low, even though the apartment unit was very spacious and everything, was just that the ceilings were really low. And y'all, if y'all don't know this, y'all should really start thinking about it. Like, the level, how high your ceilings are can make a space feel bigger. Like, even if you're living in a 200 square foot apartment, if you have, you know, 9 foot tall ceilings as opposed to 6 foot tall ceilings, it's going to make a difference. And suddenly that 200 square apartment is going to be a lot bigger, even though you technically don't have a lot of space. My roommate is literally 6 feet tall, like, had no business walking up in that apartment unit. All right, we're going to take a break because apparently my iPad is too hot and it needs to cool down. So, hey, y'all, sorry to change the setting, but, you know, because my iPad overheated and it was getting really hot outside, we're going to finish this video indoors. Okay, so apartment number 6 was honestly really nice from the get-go. This was the one that we meant to go to when we accidentally went to the one that we didn't mean to go to. We came late, obviously, because we didn't realize we'd gone to the wrong one until after the tour was over, and we were like, this looks nothing like the pictures we saw online. And the unit itself was also very nice. We went to another one of the staged units, and so it was staged very well. I would say, like, the layouts of all of these apartments are honestly very similar. You got your dining room, you got the kitchen, you got the living room area. Some of them have these sunrooms. This sunroom and this room in particular was very, very pretty. It was very big. And then you went into the 2 bedrooms. The first bedroom, labeled more so the guest bedroom, had its own separate bathroom. And you walk into the bedroom, and the bedroom is decently spacious. but this one was just a regular closet. The second bedroom, however, was a bit bigger and had a larger closet. Apartment number 7. Again, like I said, a lot of these offer the same amenities. We walk outside, we see this really pretty pool. It has like these courtyards areas and these picnic areas, which is really nice. Feels like there's gonna be some sort of, you know, communal feel aspect to it. One of the things that I'm still not sure if I like or not is the fact that you walk into the living room and the living room is also carpeted, and so I'm very much used to seeing carpeted bedrooms, but it had a lot of really pretty, like, what do you call it, like arc-shaped entryways and doorways. A lot of like little dents where you could stuff like little coffee tables, or, you know, whatever you call them, side console tables or bookshelves, for example. The kitchen area was honestly quite spacious, I would say. It didn't come with a microwave. I don't remember seeing a microwave, but it had all the other stainless steel appliances, and it even had like this pantry, which is really nice. One thing that this was definitely a big perk was that in this particular unit, there definitely was a lot of storage space. You go into the bathrooms were really nice, big windows, matching countertops to the kitchen. There was also pantries too, like linen closets inside the bathroom too. So again, a lot of storage. A washer and unit. Both bedrooms had really big walk-in closets. So that's cool that we have not one, but 2 big walk-in closets to play with. I think it helps because these rooms in particular did feel a little bit smaller, like on a smaller side. Even though the overall square footage I think was like 1,200 and something, the space was divided in a way where the rooms themselves kind of felt small. But I think, you know, the compromise is, you know, 2 bathrooms, and then also, you know, you have these really big walk-in closets, which helps to hide away a lot of the storage items, and so could be a potential better way to utilize the actual space. And then finally, number 8. Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I liked it, and then I didn't know how to feel about it, and I'm about to share why. For all of these apartments we went to, we had appointments. We weren't late, okay? We were on time. This one, we show up early. We decide to wait in the car for a couple minutes, and then we decide to go walk up to the door, and there's a sign that says, like, basically, people have left the leasing office. It's like empty right now, come back in about like 10 minutes or so, it said. And it was weird that it was closed even though we had an appointment booked for this specific time. So that was weird, didn't know how to feel about that. And then we end up waiting like half an hour and still nobody has come. By the time we finally go and look at the door, finally it's open, we walk in, and there is like people in there, like leasing agents in there, and we approached the one sitting closest to the front door and let them know, oh, we have an appointment. And basically they said that, oh yeah, we couldn't let you in or whatever. For some reason this dude wasn't able to give us a tour, like take us a tour itself. He basically said, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you my key, and you see that apartment unit right there? You just drive around to that corner and you can do a self-guided tour. Y'all, this unit was gorgeous. It was stunning. The walls were nice white painted. You walk in on the right, you have like a, I called it the pet room. And I know it's like a closet for the coats, but it is big enough for like the pet to have their own space if you had a pet, because wow, such a big closet. In front of you, you have this really pretty like bookcase thing. You walk to your left, you got the dining area, again, very big, very spacious. You walk into the living room, you know, living room, decent amount of space, not the biggest living room, but there was like, again, the architecture of like the arc and like the pillars, which was really pretty. You turn to your right, you got the kitchen, which, you know, I don't know how I felt about the countertops. The countertops were a little, I don't know, like outdated to me. Like, it just wasn't mixing with me, personally. But appliances, all stainless steel. And then you walk down the hallway, and then finally you get to your bedroom areas. Again, this was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment unit that we were looking at. Both rooms had walk-in closets. There were also 2 balconies. You had like the regular length one that was in the living room, and then in the kind of quote-unquote master bedroom, there was a whole like mini balcony, which I thought that was interesting. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's go back to diner outside. Alrighty, so that concludes the video. Sorry about the ending there. You know, like I said, it's really hot. I tried to do something new, you know, but it's all test and trial and error. I'm not going to reveal what apartment we chose just yet. We have chosen an apartment at this point, but I'm not going to tell you. Tune in to the next episode in this moving in series, moving across the country series. It's going to be epic. There's going to be a lot of things going on. So without further ado, I want to thank y'all for watching it to the end, if y'all watched it to the end, and tune into the next episode to know which one of these complexes we chose. Until next time, I'm going to get out of here because it's really hot.
Action.